The CCV is a church that was founded in 1982 in the living room of our founding pastor, and has just grown ever since to the point now where we're 11 campuses spread out across the Phoenix Valley. What happened during COVID, one of the big disruptors in people's life wasn't just the fear of COVID and getting COVID, and that's what got all the attention. I think one of the greatest pandemics we faced was the mental health crisis.
We saw a lot of hopelessness, a lot of desperation, a lot of people reaching out to the church for help, or pastors at the church for help, in a very dark place.
And so we just began really with a team of people dreaming, what do we do with mental health? Like, let's hit it head on and let's do something. And what came out of those discussions was an initiative we launched called Press On. We decided that we were going to offer to our whole entire church, and not just our church, but our whole entire city. If you texted help and you needed counseling, we would help pay for the first 10 sessions for you to go see a Christian counselor, someone that we had vetted. And that was the offer, right? And when you put out an offer like that in a city of 4.7 million people, and pre-COVID, we're a church of about 35,000, you just don't know what to expect.
The beauty of the campaign, the way that we designed it, was that you didn't have to be a part of CCV to benefit from it. You didn't have to be a part of CCV to talk about it. We saw the artist Lecrae share some of our material and talk about how churches need to lean into this conversation. We had one teenager in Nashville, Tennessee, who was resharing every piece of content that we put out on social, just saying, holy cow, I've been waiting for churches to talk about this. This is awesome. If you need help, if you need inspiration, this is a church that's doing something about it.
To date, we've had 4,644 people text the word help, and many of them not from our church at all. And what we've done with every single one of them is we've given them resources, we've prayed with them, and those that need help, professional help, we're offering to help pay for the counseling. Now, the question everyone's asking is how did you pay for that? And what we did to our church is we just said to our church, listen, this is expensive. We're going to take a risk, and we feel like God's moving in this. So we invited our church to give to this campaign, and our commitment was 100% of what you give to this campaign will 100% be given to these people that need counseling.
Literally every cent was going into this initiative. And so I think there speaks a very big voice of trust in the leadership of our church for people to know that when we say something that we're really going to follow through with that. PushPay, it's just made it really clear, really simple. So again, when our people are challenged in a service, they can pull up their phones right then and there. Again, they're feeling that call, they're feeling that motivation. We want to provide tools for them to be able to act in obedience based on what they're being called to do.
But it was an adventure leaning into this, and yes, it was tough, and yes, it was trying, with many people on our staff who had to answer phone calls and follow through with people. But I think that's what God calls us to do.
And so one of my own personal phone calls, it was a woman had just discovered her husband's infidelity and was just at a really dark point. She could barely speak to me. She was crying almost the whole conversation. And as I walked through the resources we provided for her, I connected her to a volunteer within our church at one of our campuses that has been through something similar, that has a passion for helping other women dealing with this, and then connected her to a counselor. And I remember distinctly what she said to me is that you have shown me Christ through this. Maybe they weren't all dealing with marriage issues. We had a huge percentage that reached out with marriage struggles through Press On, but it was specifically that it either changed their idea of church or changed who they thought Christ was through us being able to do what we did.